Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Afiq bin Muhammad Azizan. I want to present about my research proposal, the study about the risk and the safety of mooring operation. For the introduction, mooring operation are the common activity for every vessel to alongside to the port. So, every seafarer must familiar with their own mooring system and knowledge about mooring operation. This study will focus on the risk of mooring operation and give recommendation of safety to overcome the risk. According to the research, seafarer must be carried out the mooring training and simulation for the mooring system to operate more effectively and to reduce the risk of mooring accident. Every seafarer must familiar with the mooring equipment and instruction to avoid the risk and mooring accident. Mooring equipment is the system aboard a vessel that used to maintain the position of the vessel from the current, wind, the weather, and the tide of the ocean. The crew in charge, which are crew on board the vessel and the crew inshore, for the mooring activity, must prepare their knowledge about mooring system of their vessel and the danger of the mooring activity such as snapback zone and rope bite. Next, we go to the problem statement of this research. The mooring and unmooring operation is the important activity in port. However, this operation will be very hazardous activity to perform effectively. For the research objective, first, to analyze the risk of mooring operation in Malaysia's major port. Secondly, to rank the risk of vessel mooring operation in Malaysia port by using fault tree analysis. Lastly, to give recommendation of the risk of vessel mooring operation by providing the solution following standard guideline for safety management system. For the methodology, I have built flowchart which is start with a literature review, data collection, data analysis, and lastly, result. Literature review is to analyze the risk by using Google Scholar and Science Direct. Next, I develop a questionnaire based on risk. The respondents are using 5 points of Likert scale from 1 very low to 5 very high. Then conduct the survey and build the logical diagram of the fault tree analysis. Next, I calculate the minimal cut set and the probability of every event. When the probability and the minimal cut set occur, I can be determine the degree of importance. Lastly, ranking the risk based on the minimal cut set of each event and then give the recommendation for every top basic event to reduce the risk. This is my expected result for my research. First of all, I'm using literature review to analyze the risk and list down all the risks. There are three important risks that contribute to the mooring operation accident, which are human error, bad weather, and broken mooring equipment. I'm using descriptive analysis to analyze the data. Based on the past research, human error is the one of the top events that lead to the accident of mooring operation. The example of the human error are poor communication, lack of knowledge, and neglect to the instruction. The other risk of mooring operation is bad weather. The example risk because of the bad weather are slippery deck, unstable wave, and icy floor. Broken mooring equipment also one of the risks of mooring operation. The example risks are damaged mooring line, poor mooring system design, and no overview of snapback zone. To answer the second objective research, I'm using the fault tree analysis by build the logical diagram. The fault tree diagram is constructed under supervision of 5 maritime experts during the brainstorming session. And this is the fault tree diagram. This table showing the description and operational fault refer to the fault tree diagram. There are top event, 3 intermediate event, and 9 basic event. Next, the survey session has conducted for 5 maritime experts to observe the possibility of every basic event. The respondents are using 5 points of Likert scale from 1 very low to 5 very high, which is very high, high, medium, low, and very low. The table is showing the result from the brainstorming session. This table is showing the result of the calculation which are probability of event from possibilities and vice versa important measure value. The top event probability suggests that there is unquestionably a high risk during ship moving operation. The most crucial element that should be eliminated for risk avoidance are the fundamental event with the highest failure probabilities and minimal cut set. The top event is mostly affected by the basic event of BE1, BE2, BE3 as well as minimal cut set of BE7, BE8, BE9 and BE4, BE5 and BE6. For the last research objective, the recommendation have been provided by the survey for the most crucial element that should be eliminated for risk avoidance of moving operation. To overcome the poor communication, we must use maritime English for communication during moving operation. For the event BE2, lack of knowledge, all moving crew onshore or vessel must involve safety training of moving operation. The recommendation for BE3, neglect to instruction, the company must provide the proper instruction for moving operation. For the conclusion, the top event is mostly affected by the basic event of BE1, BE2 and BE3. According to the expected result, several risks including a poor communication, lack of knowledge, and neglect to instruction contribute to moving operation accident. Seafarers must be carried out the moving training and simulation for the moving system to operate more effectively and to reduce the risk of moving accident. This is my references. That's all my research proposal presentation. Thank you.